Winter is officially here, and in many parts of the country, that means that mountain biking season is on hold while many trail systems lay buried beneath the snow. In the southeast, however, our season is mostly year-round. We still get some rain and the occasional freeze-thaw cycle, which prevents us from trail riding from time to time. But we also have year-round bike parks, which are privately operated and maintained. The gnarliest of these parks is Windrock, which also happens to be the closest to where Allie and I live. We first went to Windrock back in May of last year, and it was an eye-opening experience, to say the very least. The main goal was to try to stay on the bike and make it back home in one piece. We were just surviving, and although that trip led us to getting more into park riding, it would be many months of honing our skills elsewhere before we would return to the rock. I finally made my first return about a month and a half ago, and while my downhill skills had certainly gotten much better, I was thrown a new twist into the equation. A combination of soil and water mixed into a range of consistencies from soupy to a peanut butter thick that will cake away any signs of your tire's tread knobs. While this is certainly something any seasoned Windrock rider is accustomed to, it raised the bar a bit more than I had planned on my first return to this humbling venue. Things were perfectly manageable on low-angle trails like Dropout, but the vast majority of trails here are not like that. Many of the trails here are steep with tight switchbacks and chutes into catch berms. If you've been following the channel, you've probably heard me say one of my biggest weaknesses is cornering. And as you can guess, greasy Windrock muck doesn't make tight turns and chutes any easier. Even trying to walk sections like these isn't an easy proposition. Honestly, it's probably even worse. As the old saying goes, that which does not kill us only makes us stronger. And these less than ideal conditions at Windrock are certainly character building.
Yeah, buddy, you got it.
The best part about days like these? Well, when you come back during better conditions, things suddenly feel so much easier.
First shuttle, private shuttle. It's like 45 and sunny at least.
Having taken my licks up front seemed to please the gods of the rock, and my next couple of trips gave way to great conditions and a newfound confidence. This is Talladega, and until recently, it was my least favorite trail here. It's my anti-style, a flow trail focused on cornering and jumps. I spent a lot of time working on these weaknesses at Snowshoe, Beach, and Canoga this past summer, and it's finally paying off. It's great to feel these skills starting to click, and I'm having a lot more fun with this style of riding now. With the full-on flow style feeling pretty good, Reach Around is the perfect trail to carry these skills over to a steeper format with some tech sprinkled into the mix. I've had a real blast dialing this one in, and it was a perfect precursor for the next logical step, Cave Boy into Snake Rock. All of the trails so far begin at the same location, known as Midway. While these trails feel great in both length and elevation, also having a quick and efficient shuttle route, there's still a lot more elevation available on this mountain.
The windmills are so rad.
The long-standing classic from the upper summit is Windmill.
Sick.
The shuttle up to this location, however, is well over double the time, and it's not the most efficient for low or heavy traffic days. So, you're not always guaranteed this opportunity. In the winter months, the conditions on the road might also prevent access. So keep this in mind when planning a trip here on some of the colder days of the year. There's two other trail options from the top as well, Rolling Coal and the newest trail, East Ridge. Both of these trails are amazing, but we'll have to save them for a future episode.
Party in the what?
For this recent comfort that we've been slowly working towards, it seemed like a good time to consider adding in our newfound love for gravity racing. Windrock Race League is a monthly, for-fun event held in the winter months as a primer for the upcoming race season. The tracks are short and held on easier sections of trail, so it's inviting to a wider range of riders. It was a perfect way to dip the toes into racing a more challenging venue. There was just one catch.
Primo Hero Dirt at Windrock for Race League, January 3rd. Let's take a look. There's some Hero Dirt. Todd's got some Hero Dirt. Yeah, buddy. Joshy Josh. Woo! And we gotta turn to the sun a little bit here.
An unexpected rain on race day brought our old nemesis back, and the day was shaping up to be the rowdiest conditions we've ever ridden here.
Snowing. It's Windrock Race League. Woo! I'm fired up. You fired up? I'm fired up.
The course for Race League isn't announced until the day of, and we'd heard rumor it was going to be on Reach Around, so we figured it was a good idea to take a run down it and gauge the conditions. It was really greasy, and at the moment, it felt like I was definitely going slower. Looking back on this footage though, I realized we were still moving.
Got a little slick there.
As we reached the lower portion behind another crew, some red tape came into view. The last section of trail was blocked off for course setup, and it was time to go get registered and ready to race.
Got the lineup for the race. Everybody's super psyched on the conditions. Should be a good time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Couldn't get my pedal. It's your worst run ever on this. Come on, get it together. Boom.
Yeah,
Boom.
but you cheated. You went too
Boom.
early.
Boom.
It was just the blink of an eye on a short track, but a great experience to dip our toes into. I finished with a 103, and Allie put down a 106. I think gravity racing is going to be a good experience for us both. I know this was only the third time being on the clock, but I'm quickly realizing that I need to work on finding a happy medium between being too relaxed in my efforts and way too in my head when trying to push harder. I'm definitely excited to see where this all goes. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We'd love to hear from you in the comments below. If you haven't already, we'd also like to have you subscribe. It's a great way to show your support and keep this channel going. We've really started to grow recently, thanks to all of you guys so far, so cheers my friends. Until next time, we hope to see you out on the trails.